there, so maybe your dinner plans should be to eat outside tonight. It is free, so you have plenty of time to head out there and check it out, and the weather could not be better tonight at the Augusta Common. Still to come here first at 5, two Georgia college students are 2 minutes late to class. They didn't think their tardiness would land them face to face with campus police. That story is ahead, first at 5.
We are going to enjoy nice weather for the rest of this evening, but by this time tomorrow, we're likely going to be tracking strong to severe thunderstorms across the region. We'll take a look at that first alert weather day issue just after the break.
Time and
tournament play later into the week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday looks like the wind and cooler temps is going to be the main thing to worry about.
Riley, thanks. A professor reportedly called the police on a couple of college students in Georgia because they were 2 minutes late to class. That's according to a student at Georgia State University who says her friends were the ones it happened to. She says when the professor asked her friends to leave, they refused, saying they were paying to be there. That's when the professor allegedly left the classroom and came back with 2 armed university police officers.
And like this was extremely unreasonable. He did appear to be agreeing with us that it was unreasonable. However, he was just doing his job. She herself should understand what it means to call the police on Black youth in America.
Georgia State University says that professor is no longer teaching in-person classes. They say the students involved were invited to meet with the school provost and the police chief on campus. Today, the public sharing their opinions with lawmakers about a medical marijuana bill in South to sign it, and he has not previously signaled that he would sign a medical marijuana bill for South Carolina. Also today, actor Bruce Willis stepping away from his acting career after he was recently diagnosed with aphasia. Aphasia, that's a language disorder that impacts a person's ability to communicate. Now, Georgia filmmakers are reflecting on the impact working with Willis made on them and their careers. One actor and producer describing what it was like to prepare for Willis to be on the movie set in Southwest Georgia.
Magic. It's like the best word to describe it is like magic. You know, to see something you grew up on TV just suddenly, you know, right there in your face. It was just sort of a big, deep breath. But I hope that he takes some time off and, you know, maybe get some recovery and comes back stronger.
Kane says they have a new movie coming out called White Elephant that will be one of Bruce Willis's last few movies of his film career. A heads up, Columbia County, some roads closing down in Evans for Wrdw. That's happening tomorrow. Antebellum Way closed to all traffic. Evans Town Center Boulevard shut down from Ronald Reagan Drive over to Antebellum Way. That's from 3 until midnight for a big concert in Columbia County. If you're interested in going to Wrdw, it's happening at that pavilion at Evans Town Center Park. There's a great lineup of artists for tomorrow, including Darius Rucker, Charles Kelly from Lady A. Tickets are $50 day off, and kids 5 and under are free with a ticketed adult. Those gates open at 4 in the afternoon. Also at Evans Town Center Park, the Braves World Champions Trophy makes an appearance tomorrow. You can check that out from 2 until 6. If you miss it tomorrow, other local locations include Academy Sports and Outdoors in Aiken, April the 19th, the historic Thompson Depot, April 21st, and then SRP Park for the Green Jackets opening game. That's coming up April 22nd. A team of scientists from South Carolina and Alabama have discovered a new shark species that lived nearly 30 million years ago. The discovery came after they...
Closed captioning for News 12 is brought to you by Kenneth Nugent. From the station that's on your side, News 12, first at 5, continues.
We've got some rain in the forecast for Tuesday, but on this Masters Monday, patrons are out there soaking in the sun, the blue skies. After 2 years, the masks are gone. The smiles are back.
For some, the pilgrimage to Augusta's golf mecca is their first time. Others, a tradition. It is springtime in Augusta, and the Masters is back. Good evening. I'm live at Augusta National, the center of the golf universe. Getting a first-hand look at the excitement of the day. Of course, Tiger is the talk of the town. I'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes. Plus, I talked to patrons today. Just happy to be back here, seeing things in person. Richard, it is so nice for things to start to feel normal again.
No doubt about it. Picture perfect day out there for that. But first, let's check in with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hill. And Riley, there's a chance. Thanks so much. It is Monday at the Masters, and all eyes today are on Tiger Woods. The 5-time Masters champ still has not said for sure whether he'll play this year. Let's go out to the course live again with Meredith Anderson and Nick Proto with the latest on the buzz around Tiger.
It is level, Richard. And you know what? Masters Monday, as we know it, it's pretty much back. I mean, full patrons, grandstands are back, no mask requirement, but something is a little bit different.
That's right. It's Masters Monday, 3 days from round one, and we still don't know if Tiger Woods is going to be playing. The five-time Masters champ was out on the course again today practicing. It's the third time he's been out on the practicing this week. Woods has only played one tournament since his car accident back in February of last year. We want to see him out here. The patrons want to see him out here. Even the golfers want to see him out here. Patrick Cantlay is no stranger to comebacks, taking 2 years off because of injury himself. He says watching Tiger continue to come back is inspiring for him too.
He's a good example of, life's not always perfect. And so it's really exciting to see him on his highs. And so I hope that he is able to tee it up this week and play well. And obviously that's the greatest thing for our sport. There's definitely a different feel in tournaments that he tees it up in.
Now today could be Tiger's best chance, his last chance to get a feel for how he's doing going into this week. We are expecting those big rains tomorrow.
Oh, and it's just, we could tell tomorrow if he's going to play. He does have an interview scheduled for tomorrow morning. That's going to be a question. We don't know if he will answer it because he has technically until the tournament starts to make that decision. There is no commitment deadline here at the Masters. But there is something interesting with the patrons this year. Not all of them had their names drawn in the lottery this year. Some of them have been waiting their whole lives to get that golden ticket, and some of their names were actually drawn in 2020. So they've been waiting a long time to come here. That's why we found David Chick at the front of the line this morning. After a 2-year wait, he wanted to be among the very first on the course. Oh, so you weren't able to come?
No, because of COVID, yeah. So they honored the 2020 tickets till the first time they could have patrons again. So, that was nice of them.
Once the floodgates opened,
good morning, welcome to the Masters.
It was a steady stream all day.
We've had tickets for since 2020, and finally they're letting us in.
Some waves of people came a little faster than others.
I know you're wearing your run fast shoes, but you're not allowed to run out here, okay?
But for the first time in a long time, we weren't talking about masks or COVID tests or safety protocols. Instead, it was business as usual.
Get a lot of merchandise, watch them warm up on the range, and watch them play a couple holes.
For the first time since 2019, it finally feels like a normal Masters, and not just because it's the return of full patrons. It also marks the return of a familiar golfer.
And I've never seen him in real life. I've seen him on TV, of course, but I would like to see him today.
And Tiger Woods did not disappoint. After playing yesterday, he was out again today.
Tiger's great for golf. I hope he can get back. I hope he's physically okay to do it.
It's really cool that how he can recover from like what happened to him in that car crash.
It's only been a little more than a year since the crash that almost cost him his leg and almost certainly his career. But Tiger has proven again and again, you can never count him out.
Never gives up. Probably the best player in the world.
He doesn't just move the needle. He is the needle. And it would be a victory for him and really anyone facing impossible odds if he tees off Thursday.
If he could walk the course, I guess he's going to be able to do it.
If so, it will be another amazing Tiger comeback. At the same time, patrons are also making a comeback.
And like you said there, Mayor, it would be a victory just for him to even be able to go on Thursday. But he doesn't just want to tee off. He wants to come out here and compete and win this thing, get that 6th green jacket.
Yeah, and we need to remember here, Tiger Woods won the U.S. Open with a broken leg. I mean, let that sink in. If anyone can do it, he can do it. And it's really not so much about his swing. It's more about, can he walk this golf course? His swing, he's already shown us at the practice range, his swing is perfect. It's, can he walk these hills? I mean, there's quite a bit of elevation here at Augusta National.
The TV doesn't really do it
No,
justice, just how hilly this course is, just how difficult it is physically for these players to have to walk it.
Right, and it's not just the patrons, by the way, who miss the magic that is the Masters. Players have missed the patrons, and boy have they. 2013 Masters champ Adam Scott says seeing everyone back is beyond exciting.
Last 2 years has definitely just been a blur, I think, for everybody everywhere with the pandemic, so it's nice to have things feeling normal again.
It sure is, and he says Tiger's return would be, quote, epic. I mean, it really is on the tip of everyone's tongue today. We saw huge crowds following him, and those crowds, as the week progresses, are only going to get bigger and bigger. But again, we could know tomorrow, but we may not know tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like, it's got to be a weird thing for these golfers out here. These are top golfers in the world. I mean, Patrick Cantlay, the 10th ranked golfer, the 5th ranked golfer in the world. He's getting asked about Tiger Woods, and it's like, yeah, I'm a pretty good golfer myself. So it's funny to see just how much he has an impact and how much he's on the forefront of everybody's minds right now.
Yeah, and you know what, though? It really is bringing the spotlight on golf even more. And like so many patrons say, Tiger is good for the game. And Augusta National worked so hard to grow the game of golf. I mean, the spotlight has been on the Masters anyway. This is just adding a much brighter beam.
Yeah, absolutely, and we cannot wait. I've got my patron hat on a little bit here. I mean, I'm excited when I'm watching your video there and hearing Eye of the Tiger and watching him warm up. Of course, everybody wants to see him back out here.
It's pretty incredible. And Richard, we could not have asked for a better day weather-wise today. We know tomorrow that's going to change.
Yeah, that is literally up in the air, but I'm really happy for those young fans. What a win for them and all the patrons, really, to get to see Tiger Woods on that golf course today with the weather conditions out there. That's a win for everybody. So hopefully Tiger will get his answer when we all wait until maybe Thursday morning until we all know whether Tiger knows himself if his body can hold up. Guys, great job out there from Augusta National. We'll check in again very soon. The city making some traffic changes this year to manage. We're going to look at the plan in action ahead. First to 5, a lot of traffic to deal with, and it's flowing out there right now, Riley.
It is.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
It is springtime in Augusta, and for the first time in 3 years, it really feels like it. The Masters tournament back at full capacity for patrons. Nearly every single one of them buzzing today about Tiger. Will he compete? Laura Warren live tonight from Augusta National Golf Club with all the action from day one. Good evening, Laura.
Good evening and welcome to the most beautiful course in the world. And it was just about the most beautiful day in the world. There were zero complaints about the weather. Nice little breeze blowing to cool things off a little bit, and gorgeous weather. But unfortunately, we know that Riley has been tracking some storms that we're watching, so all eyes are on the weather for tomorrow. We've got Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale here to tell us what we can expect.
That's right, Laura. We do have a first alert weather day issued in just about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be watching all of that carefully. Riley, thank you very much. Of course, Monday at the Masters, and the big question today, will Tiger Woods play? The 5-time champion says it'll be a game-time decision. So let's send things off to Sports Director Nick Proto and our Laura Warren. Live at Augusta National. Guys, you've seen Tiger practice. How's he looking?
Well, Richard, he looks a lot better than I would if I was a year removed from major leg surgery.
I've been basically having binoculars out here trying to catch a glimpse of Tiger. I've jetted outside every time I could, but I imagine, you know, we always say he looks like a Greek god out here. I imagine he still looks like a Greek god out here.
Yeah, and the more I see him out on the course, the more he plays, I start to get a little bit more confident that maybe, just maybe, he is going to tee off on Thursday and compete for his 6th green jacket. The 5-time Masters champion has been out here practicing 3 times now this week. Woods has only played 1 tournament since his car accident back in February of last year. year. We want to see him out here. The patrons want to see him out here. Even the golfers want to see him out here. Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, Patrick Cantlay, all those guys talked about how important it is to see Tiger Woods out here. And it's just incredible the impact Tiger Woods has. These are the best golfers in the world, ready to play one of the biggest events of their careers. And the thing they're getting asked about is Tiger Woods.
Yeah, right. It's a different environment out here entirely, and it's a different environment for those golfers too. They feed off of the energy that Tiger brings. So we are all hoping that that game time decision plays in all of our favor and he tees off. But this year is really special. We know that it's been a couple of years with the pandemic since we've been at full capacity for patrons out here, and the buzz, you can feel it. People are extra excited to be on this course.
Good morning, y'all. Welcome to the Masters.
The anticipation for today rivals Christmas morning.
They said, guess what, we're going to the Masters. And I screamed and yelled and ran around the house.
But imagine Santa bringing you a Christmas gift you have to wait 2 years to open.
It's been hard to wait, but it's just been great to be here.
I was supposed to go last year, and then since COVID, we weren't able to, so we got tickets for this year.
With the Masters back in full swing comes that familiar sea of pastel patrons. And this year, they're all buzzing about one thing.
I thought maybe Tiger would play.
He's here, and he's practicing, and he flew up early, and I think everything's pointing to him playing.
Less than 14 months after an injury that nearly took his leg, competing at this level would be a feat one step shy of a miracle.
That was such a huge break. I have a friend who went through the same thing, and she's not walking 18 holes.
And for Tiger to possibly make that kind of comeback at Augusta,
It might explode.
Tiger transcends generations.
I have a golf video game, and he's on it.
That's the reason I started.
Done so much for golf that it's great.
Which is why it's a completely different course when Tiger's on the property.
So you don't have communication with technology around here, but you'll know when Tiger's out here.
And the people are pulling for golf's greatest comeback from one of golf's greatest again.
He's just fierce, isn't he? He never says die, which is so inspirational.
And I stepped out a little earlier when Tiger was on 7, and you could sure enough hear those roars across the entire golf course. So those Tiger roars are back at Augusta National, and we hope they stay. Now, aside from whatever hole Tiger is on, the place that you can always find the most patrons at Augusta National, that is the Patron Golf Shop, and today was no exception. There were lines, there were bags and bags of merchandise flowing out of there, but a popular item this year, maybe made popular by our newest women's AM champ, bucket hats, very in this year, and those garden gnomes, yep, those are back. They're making an appearance in some very famous places, but it doesn't matter if you live across the country. When you make a trip to the Masters, everyone expects a present when you come home.
Well, I bought this for my accountant. I'm hoping he'll discount my fees this year.
All right, sexy
Right.
son and girlfriend.
For my cousin. Son. And then most of all, I bought this for me. Me. Yeah, that's it.
This is very
I know.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, so I may have to make a trip back through the line for that white jacket. Very nice. And this year, the towels are very brightly colored. If you like the beach towels, they are beautiful this year. But, I mean, you go into the Masters Patron Shop, you plan to drop $30, you come out with an easy $300. So these ladies were no exception, Richard.
You are absolutely right about that. I think the one thing that people might agree on they missed from the pandemic, that online Masters shopping, it's gone this year.
Yes, that plastic spins very easily virtually. So at least this, you have the guilt in front of you, you know.
Laura Warren, live at Augusta National. We'll check in a little later on. Thanks for the help. Well, whether you're headed to the course or not, we're going to have to deal with tournament week traffic as usual at the Augusta Common. So a lot of energy in Augusta for the first time in a long time. And local business owners, they're more than ready to serve those big crowds who are back in town. News 12 Sloan O'Cone live for us from Doc's porch side on Washington Road, where the food and drinks will be flowing. Sloan, I guess that crowd's starting to come off the golf course by now.
Oh yes, definitely. More people are heading in, and you can just feel the energy in the air. The music is blasting. The azaleas are bloomed. There's a little putting green over there. People are starting to have their fun, drink a beverage or two right next to the extra bar. I mean, the party is just getting started. They'll have live music here within the next hour, and then every day for the next week. It'll be both inside and outside. And I spoke to the owner, and he says the patrons aren't the only ones that are celebrating.
Y'all just come on up and party with us. It's gonna be a good time.
A good time for the first time in a long time. 3 years since the last normal golf week, but now it's a new normal. Between long-term staffing issues and record-breaking inflation, our local restaurants need the relief.
I mean, you spend a lot of money to hopefully make a lot of money. So it's always, you know, with inflation and the way that the economy has been, there's a little bit of like a, you know, oh crap, like I hope this is worth it. A lot of people count on it. It's a great way to catch back up.
And it's not just restaurants. Trends and Traditions Antique Mall has been around for over 20 years. They've seen it all and are beyond excited to see everyone back again.
It means a lot. This is our best week of the year. Oh, I feel great. I'm glad the patrons are back. But we had a pretty good amount last year. But this year, I'm looking forward to it. Say I see John Daly's back across the street. I'm glad to see that. But like I said, there's no telling who you'll run into.
Because the week-long worldwide celebration is back, and Augusta is ready.
This is just a good week. You know, get out among, even if you can't go to, a lot of people can't go to the sermon. Just get out and walk and look. It's fun.
And you can see the patrons are already starting to soak up some of the fun. More people are starting to pull in. We're seeing some of them walking up Washington Road. So, I mean, it's just a lot of fun. Make sure you throw on your green and come out and join us tonight. And also, the music starts at 7. It'll be inside and outside all week long, but the fun will also last all week long.
And Sloan, what about some of that vintage Masters material? I love seeing some of that historical stuff for sale there along the street.
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything out here, but the shop is right next to Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, all right, check it out. Catch up some Masters memorabilia there. Sloan McCone reporting from Doc's porch side.